Let us discuss today the importance of checking your blood pressure regularly. When you're 40 and over, it is advised that you should check your blood pressure annually. Owning your own blood pressure apparatus would be an impetus for such recordings regularly. When you're a kid, your heart works beautifully with absolute no strain. This is attributable to the fact that all your arteries, major, minor, and minute tributaries to the fingers and toes, are expandable, elastic, mobile, and not stiff, causing no resistance to the pumping action of your heart. With age, the blood vessels seem to harden, becomes less expandable, becomes stiff, and increases the resistance on pumping the blood from your heart. With increased resistance from the thickened blood vessels, the heart needs to pump more forcefully. That creates a higher pressure on the arteries, and that would be the onset of high blood pressure. This pressure is measured by the sphygmomanometer by your doctor in his office. The upper reading is referred to as the systolic pressure because it is a measure of how much the left ventricle of your heart is straining to pump the blood to the periphery. When the left ventricle of your heart pumps the blood to the periphery, needs to relax to fill with blood from the left upper chamber called the left atrium. The lower pressure created in the blood vessels is related to the phase when the heart muscles relaxes between beats, allowing the chambers to fill with blood. This is referred to as the diastolic pressure. So systolic pressure is when the heart contracts, and the diastolic pressure is when the heart relaxes to fill with blood for the next beat, or you could say between beats. Adults should keep their systolic pressure at 120 millimeters of mercury, and the diastolic pressure could vary between 60 to 80 millimeters of mercury. When the diastolic pressure is more than 90 or higher, means you have high blood pressure. There was a time when your doctor would say when the BP is higher, it is okay for your age. Now it is believed that all adults at any age should keep the blood pressure consistently at 120 upon 60 to 70. Both systolic and diastolic blood pressures are important, but for those 40 and older, systolic is more important than the diastolic. It is the systolic pressure what it increases our risk of having a heart attack, stroke, or artery disease in the legs. So remember that systolic blood pressure is more important and needs to be kept at 120 millimeters of mercury, no bargaining at all. When the BP increases with a systolic pressure of 180 millimeters of mercury or higher, or a bottom number of 120 millimeters mercury can damage the blood vessels and is referred to as a hypertensive crisis. In the early stages of rising blood pressure, it happens so slowly over months or years. The body seems to accommodate the increase until such time the vessels cannot tolerate any more and the warning signs are imminent. This is the main reason why you should check your blood pressure at home or with your doctor frequently with every visit to your doctor to prevent such episodes that can cause instant death. How can we prevent high blood pressure? The answer applies to all those chronic diseases, whether it's high blood pressure, heart disease, cancer, diabetes, among others. Eat the right foods, meaning unprocessed, low fat and low carb in small quantities at a meal. Avoid animal foods with high saturated fats. Avoid those foods in the refrigerated section of your supermarket where all frozen foods saturated with trans fats, a killer that is used to maintain the shelf life of the foods are kept. Exercise daily, at least a brisk walk of 10,000 steps every day. Control your diabetes with medication and low GI foods. Eat more oily fish than meat. Oily fish contains omega-3 fatty acids that keep your blood vessels soft and elastic. Now let's talk about the pulse rate or heart rate. When you get your blood pressure checked, you don't seem to record the pulse rate, which is as important for deciding on medication for high blood pressure. If your BP is high and pulse rate is also rapid, more than 80 per minute at rest, your doctor will prescribe certain drugs like beta blockers and calcium blocker drugs in addition to slow the heart rate to about 70 at rest. When you exercise, your target heart rate tells you if you are exercising too hard or not hard enough. Everyone's target is different, but in general, during moderate or vigorous exercise, you want it to be between 50% and 85% of your maximum heart rate, which is the hardest your heart can work safely. Your maximum heart rate when you exercise should be 200 minus your age. Using a heart rate monitor can help you to get fit. Wearable electronic heart monitors and exercise machines with built-in heart sensors can give you up-to-date, minute information on how hard your heart is working. That can tell you how hard you're exercising. It can help you pace yourself too. It may even help keep you motivated. Thank you for watching this film.
I've had questions for tomorrow. There've been times I didn't know right from wrong, but in every situation God gave me blessed consolation, and He only gave me trials to make me strong. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon His